Hello, students. Let's begin with a thought. Have you ever wondered why so many young people experiment with substances like alcohol or cigarettes, even though they know the harmful effects? The answer lies in curiosity, peer pressure, and the false perception that such habits are cool. Drugs and alcohol, however, are not just casual substances. They interfere with our nervous system, behavior, and health, leading to addiction and dependence. From opioids like morphine to cannabinoids like cannabis and even alcohol. These substances alter the way our brain and body normally function. This is why drug and alcohol abuse has become one of the most serious health challenges in today's world, especially among adolescents. Let's explore the most common types of abuse substances. Opioids like morphine and heroin bind to opioid receptors in the brain and gut, depressing body functions and creating a dangerous sense of euphoria. Cannabinoids derived from the cannabis plant alter brain activity and cardiovascular function, often producing mood changes and impaired judgment. Cocaine, obtained from coca plants, interferes with neurotransmitter transport, producing hallucinations, excitement, and strong psychological addiction. Hallucinogens such as datura or LSD distort reality and cause dangerous delusions. And finally, alcohol, though socially accepted in many cultures, is one of the most misused substances, impairing judgment, damaging the liver, and leading to chronic dependence. As you can see, each of these substances manipulates body chemistry in ways that can become life-threatening with repeated use. Now, why are adolescents particularly vulnerable? Adolescence, from 1-2 to 1-8 years, is a critical phase of growth marked by curiosity, experimentation, and a search for identity. Peer pressure plays a huge role as teenagers want to fit in and often copy behaviors of friends. Academic stress, media glamorization, and the belief that smoking or drinking makes one progressive further increase the risk. Sadly, many adolescents start with just trying these substances but end up caught in a dangerous cycle of abuse and dependence. This highlights why awareness during this stage is absolutely crucial. So, how does occasional use turn into addiction? Addiction is the psychological craving. When a person feels compelled to take a drug repeatedly for a sense of relief or pleasure. Over time, the body also develops dependence, meaning it cannot function normally without the drug. When an addict suddenly stops, the body reacts with withdrawal symptoms like anxiety, sweating, tremors, and even life-threatening seizures. These effects push the person back into repeated use, creating a vicious cycle. This is why addiction is so difficult to overcome without proper counseling and medical help, because it is not just a bad habit, but a complex biological and psychological disorder. Let's look at the consequences. Short-term effects include impaired judgment, reckless behavior, accidents, and memory loss. Long-term abuse, however, is far more severe, causing liver cirrhosis, heart problems, respiratory failure, and cancers. In adolescence, drug abuse disrupts growth, hormonal balance, and mental health. Anabolic steroid misuse can cause masculinization in females and severe reproductive issues in males. Drug abuse also raises the risk of acquiring chronic infections like HIV, AIDS, and hepatitis B, especially through unsafe practices such as needle sharing. Isn't it striking how one harmful choice can create a cascade of devastating consequences across the body and mind? So, how can we prevent this? The golden rule is, prevention is better than cure. Families play the most important role by giving emotional support and guidance. Schools must provide life skills education, stress management programs, and awareness sessions. Counseling and peer support can help adolescents make better choices. Medical help through de-addiction centers and rehabilitation programs is critical for recovery. Society as a whole must also stop glamorizing alcohol and drugs. Instead, we need awareness campaigns that highlight their dangers and promote healthy lifestyles. Let's recap. Drugs and alcohol abuse affect the nervous system, disrupt health, and destroy social relationships. Commonly abused substances include opioids, cannabinoids, cocaine, hallucinogens, and alcohol. Adolescents are especially vulnerable due to peer pressure and curiosity. Abuse leads to addiction, dependence, withdrawal, and severe health risks, but prevention through education, family support, and medical help can make all the difference. So, remember, choosing to stay away from harmful substances is choosing life itself. I hope this session gave you a deeper understanding of the dangers of drug and alcohol abuse and the ways we can prevent it. Biology shows us not just how life works, but also how we can protect it. Until our next session, stay healthy, stay aware, and keep celebrating the marvels of life.